Good evening and welcome to Nightline Africa. We are coming to you live from the English to Africa service of the Voice of America. Thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Clote in Washington, D.C. In Cameroon, a separatist group is calling on the United States and the United Nations to put pressure on the government in Yaoundé to organize a so-called self-determination election. It will enable English-speaking areas to choose to remain part of the country or become an independent nation. The group, which calls itself the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, says several mediation efforts by the country's partners, including Canada, have not resolved the ongoing conflict. This after the group hired Joe Slavic of Scribe Strategies and Advices, a Washington-based lobby and public relations firm, to provide advisory services and outreach to U.S. government officials, businesses, and organizations. For reaction to the group's call for a self-determination vote and the latest political development in Cameroon, I reached Chris Anu. He is the leader of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia separatist group.
It's been a while that what we call La République du Cameroun pulled out of the Swiss peace process and pulled out of the Canadian peace initiative, and without any avenue for us to sit down at the negotiation table to talk, the option we have is take this to the United Nations and have the United Nations conduct a referendum in Ambazonia where the people can decide if they want to be a country on their own or they want to remain as part of La République du Cameroun. Of course, we knew we have to knock some doors. That is when the need for us to hire the lobby firm came about.
What does this do for what many of our supporters are saying, the struggle for independence? What does this mean for you? Because on the other hand, the government supporters are saying that this is a yet another move that shows that you are not interested in dialogue to resolve your concerns, but you want a separate country and creating chaos back home. Your response?
Well, that is absolutely baloney. Who doesn't want dialogue? I started this interview by talking about dialogue. The only country that doesn't want dialogue is La République du Cameroun. We waited with the Swiss for 3 years until they walked away. We went to Canada. We had pre-talks with them, seated on the table, and then only for them to go out and say they were never there. So, no, it is not about us not wanting dialogue. It is about La République du Cameroun objecting and walking away from every dialogue initiative. For your information, we have just now entered the 8th year of this war. And that country has not as much as considered any genuine dialogue that can sit down to address the root causes of the conflict.
Where are you getting the resources to fund this project with a lobbying firm in Washington, D.C. in particular? And supporters of the government are saying that here you are collecting money to undermine the cohesion and unity of Cameroon, and that it should be dismissed outright, and that you are one of the agents sowing divisions in the country and causing insecurity.
Well, war, part of war is propaganda, and I am not surprised with what will come from supporters of La République du Cameroun. What we know is that we are freedom fighters, and when you talk about money, that if we are still going on and on and on today, it is because Ambazonians, especially in the diaspora, they are hungry for freedom. They want their own country. They want to come out of the shackles that La République du Cameroun put on our hands for the last 61 years, and they continue to support every effort that we carry out, especially when it comes to this lobbying firm. They are supporting it. They are paying for it. And I bet you every day that Ambazonians in the diaspora see a positive step like this one, they rise to the task and they are ready to support it.
How long is the contract for, and where do you go from here?
We want the United Nations to come on board and say to La République du Cameroun, since you do not want to negotiate, to dialogue with Ambazonians, and since you say that Ambazonians are for one Cameroon. Why not agree to a vote in Ambazonia, supervised by the United Nations, for Ambazonians to decide so that this conflict can be brought to an end easily? If tomorrow a referendum is held in Ambazonia and the people of Ambazonia say they want to remain with Cameroon, the conflict is over. The people of Ambazonia say they want their own free and independent state, the conflict is over and they will stop killing people. So this is where we are headed to, and this is what we want to achieve with the use of our lobbying firm.
Chris Anu is the leader of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia separatist group. He spoke with me from Houston, Texas.